Leslie Michael. I am the director of the lower school. You'll have to excuse me, I have a little bit of laryngitis. We all welcome you to our 4th grade President's Day celebration as we honor our country's great leaders today. I wonder to myself what our presidents were like when they were in 4th grade. What skills and traits did they possess? Did they learn, improve, and refine to get them as adults to the highest political position in our land? We might think in terms of, good grades, but we also must think in terms of problem solving, a strong work ethic to get things right, even when one didn't know what to do, perseverance in times of struggle, and an overarching ability to articulate their thoughts. All skills we work daily to embody in our students here at Yakiba Academy. As we celebrate our 4th grade students' participation in this ceremony, we reflect upon our future community members in our midst. Whether these children grow to create positive impact on their family, their community, or their world, these children bring the same elements necessary to their futures as our presidents did for theirs. We support these students as creative thinkers, caring individuals capable of great acts of kindness, and keepers of our faith. When we see these bright faces of these remarkable children, we can feel confident in our future and our future leaders, knowing they have the skills they need for whatever challenges they may face. Please join me and our wonderful 4th grade students and our teachers, Gail Roth, Rabbi Joe Hirsch, and Rachel Gabay, in honoring our nation's leaders. I invite you to please stand to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Amen. George Washington was born on February 11, 1731, according to the Julian calendar. In 1752, however, Britain and her colonies adopted the Gregorian calendar, jumping ahead 11 days and making January the first month of the year instead of March. According to this calendar, George Washington's birthday occurs on February 22nd, 1732. The federal holiday was celebrated on February 22nd until 1971, when it was moved to the third Monday in February.
Well, according to the federal government, the holiday observed on the third Monday of February is officially Washington's birthday, but many Americans believe it is now called President's Day, in honor of both presidents, Washington and Lincoln, whose birthdays are February 22nd and February 12th, respectively. It turns out, whether you honor one or the other, or both of these presidents, it may depend on where you live.
The states are not obligated to adopt federal holidays, which only affect federal offices and agencies. While most states have adopted Washington's birthday, a dozen of them officially celebrate President's Day. A number of states that celebrate Washington's birthday also recognize Lincoln's birthday as a separate legal holiday. While the name change has never been authorized by Congress, it has gained a strong hold on the public consciousness and is generally used in calendars and advertising and even by many government agencies. There have been attempts to introduce legislation requiring federal agencies to call the day Washington's birthday. But these have never gotten very far. No matter what's in the law books, the popular usage is now well established.
From George to Baral, we claim our land for peace and tranquility. We treasure those who have led us to what we like to see.
Our presidents have guided us to what we are right now.
We'll tell you what they did for us. We'll tell you.
Hi, my name is John Adams. I was the second president and the very first vice president. I served from 1797 to 1801. I was so smart I went to Harvard. I was a terrible dancer. I helped write the Declaration of Independence. My son was John Quincy Adams. He became the sixth president. I died on July 4th, 1826, the age of 90. It was the same day as Thomas Jefferson. He died in the morning and I died in the afternoon. I didn't really love the Jewish people very much, but I still think they did more to help civilization. I still think they did more to help the civilization than any other nation. One quote I said was, "Old minds are like horses. You must exercise them if you wish to keep them in working order."
Hi, my name is Thomas Jefferson. I was the third President of the United States. I served from 1801 to 1809. I was part of the 5-man committee to write the Declaration of Independence. I helped Jews get their religious freedom. I sold $25,000 worth of my own books to the U.S. Library of Congress. One of my famous quotes is, "No man shall ever be debarred the use of arms."
Hello, I'm James Madison, the 4th President of the United States of America. I was President from March 4th, 1809 to March 4th, 1817. I was influenced by Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President, Montesquieu, a French lawyer, David Hume, a philosopher. I am known as the father of the Constitution because of my pivotal role in the document's drafting. I studied the Hebrew language and read it. I also took Jewish history lessons. I was a delegate in the Virginia Convention and served in the Virginia House of Delegates 3 times. A famous quote of mine is, "No nation could preserve its freedom in the midst of continual warfare."
Hi, my name is James Monroe. I was the 5th President of the United States. I was President from 1817 to 1825. In 1776, I joined the Continental Army and fought in the Revolutionary War. In 1794, President Washington appointed me to be the American Minister of France. A fun fact about me is, the same year I became president, the White House was painted white for the first time. Before, it was gray. A famous quote that I said is, "National honor is a national property of the highest value."
Hi, my name is John Quincy Adams, and I was the 6th President of the United States. I was President 1825 to 1829. My goal in life was to build a network of highways to connect the country, and I succeeded. Me and my father were the first father-son pair to become President of the United States. I went to the most important Jew, Mordecai Emanuel Noah, and I told him that I believed in the rebuilding of the Judea as an independent nation. An interesting fact about me is that I had a pet alligator and I kept it in the East Room of the White House. One of my famous quotes is, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader."
I, Andrew Jackson, was the 7th President of the United States from 1829 to 1837. I grew up as an orphan. I was the first person to become president without help from connected people. I cared about all people, not just the rich. The risky thing that I did was fought against the central bank. A major Jewish supporter of the central bank was the Rothschild family. They tried to have me killed, but they failed. A fun fact about me is when I got elected, I invited the whole country to the White House. It was so crazy, I had to climb out a window to escape. One of my famous quotes is, "There is no pleasure in having nothing to do. The fun is having lots to do and not doing it."
George
John Tyler, was this.
Hi, I, John Tyler, was the 10th president. I was in office from 1841 to 1845. I was in the Whig Party. I nominated a U.S. consul to Palestine. I was roommates with Thomas Jefferson, and I had 15 children, the most of any president. My famous quote I said is, "Wealth can only be accumulated by the earnings of industry and the savings of frugality."
Hi, I'm Ulysses Simpson Graham. I was the 18th president from 1869 from 1877. At age 46, I became the youngest president elected so far. I commanded the Union Army in the American Civil War. When I was general, one thing that made me disgusted was blood. I was nicknamed U.S. Grant. I was the first president to attend a synagogue service while in office when a Dassage El congregation was dedicated in Washington, D.C. in 1874. All the members of my cabinet, including me, were present. One of my famous quotes is, "In every battle, there comes a time when both sides consider themselves beaten. Then he who continues the attack wins."
Hi, my name is James Garfield, and I was the 20th President of the United States from March 1881 to September 1881. I pledged to commit myself to the cause of civil rights, and I recommended a universal education system funded by the government and was assassinated less than a year after taking office. I had a cat named Vito, and I was the first left-handed president. A famous quote I said was, "The truth will set you free, but it will also make you miserable."
Hi, I'm Grover Cleveland. My first term as president lasted from 1885 to 1889. My second term as president lasted from 1893 to 1897. I was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. I was the largest president, physically speaking, next to William Howard Taft. A fun fact about me is I was the only president to be married in the White House. While I was in office, I fired people from the previous government, from the previous president, who were getting paid and not doing their job. A famous quote I said was, "Sometimes I wake at night in the White House and rub my eyes and wonder if it's all a dream."
I, Theodore Roosevelt, 26th President of the United States, served 2 terms, from 1901 to 1909. I made the Grand Canyon a national monument because I wanted to conserve wildlife. I helped Panama win its independence from Colombia. I bought land from Panama so the Panama Canal could be built. I was friends with a Jewish police officer for many years, even when I was president. My children had at least 35 pets while we lived in the White House. My daughter Alice kept her pet snake in her purse. And one of my famous quotes is, "We are not building this country of ours for a day. It is to last through the ages."
America gives us many rights that we should claim with all our might.
Listen carefully to what we say. Voting is the only way.
Born in the USA. Born in the USA.
You must read and understand all the issues of our land.
We must encourage those with 18 years to hit the polls with mighty cheers.
Born in the USA.
way, the people do not have a say.
I love to be in America. Voting's a must in America. Democracy rules in America. It's cool to be in America.
But what if I vote and I lose for the candidate that I choose? That's a chance you have to take for America's freedom's sake.
I love to be in America. Voting's a must in America. Democracy rules in America. It's cool to be in America.
Hi, my name is William Howard Taft. I served as the 27th president 1909 to 1913. I was the first president to own a car, and I was the first president to ever swear in the White House. I lost 70 pounds when I left the White House, and I tended to fall asleep at public events. I helped increase the amount of Jews because of my speech a couple years before my presidency. I was the first president to get a nickname because of my weight, Big Bill, and my famous quote is, "Don't write so you can be understood, write so you can't be misunderstood."
Hello, I'm Woodrow Wilson. I was the 28th president, and I was president from 1913 to 1921. Up until now, I was the only president to get a PhD degree, and I won a Nobel Peace Prize. I was the first president to nominate a Jew, Louis Brandeis, to the U.S. Supreme Court. I could not read until I was 9 years old. A famous quote of mine is, "I do not only use the brains I have, but all the brains that I can borrow."
Hi, I am Herbert Hoover. I was the 31st President of the United States. I was President from 1929 to 1933. 8 months after I was President, the stock market crash happened. On March 3rd, 1931, I signed a law that made the Star-Spangled Banner America's national anthem. When I was President, I wrote letters in support of establishing a Jewish homeland in Palestine. I was the first millionaire president. My son Alan had 2 pet alligators which wandered around the White House. One of my famous quotes is, "Children are our most valuable resource."
Hi, my name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I was the 32nd president from 1933 to 1945. I was stricken with polio, which injured my legs critically, and the public never knew I used a wheelchair. I was president during World War II. My Jewish highlight is that I appointed Jews to the Supreme Court and Secretary of Treasury. Fun fact 1, I was an only child to wealthy parents. 2, I was married to Eleanor Roosevelt, who I was related to. A famous quote of mine is, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself."
I, Harry Truman, the 33rd President of the United States, was president from 1945 to 1953. In 1950, 2 men stormed into my house and tried to assassinate me. Although I was not harmed, a policeman died trying to protect me. I took over the presidency of Franklin D. Roosevelt when he died. I didn't really have a middle name. My parents just gave me the initial S to please and honor my grandfathers. I was the great-great-great-nephew of John Tyler. I heard I was going to be president when I was playing poker. I was in favor of immigration rights for the Jews to Israel. One of my famous quotes is, "Being a president is like riding a tiger. Man has to keep on riding, or he is swallowed.
Did you know that the United States law says that to become a president, a person must be born a citizen of the United States, have lived in the United States at least 14 years, be at least 35 years old? Did you know that the president leads the military forces, thinks fast and asks questions, reads well, is a good listener, is a good speech maker, makes visitors feel welcome, and understands world problems? Did you know that the president's home is called the White House? It is in Washington, D.C., the capital of our country. Did you know that at nominating conventions, delegates choose the candidates for the Democratic and Republican parties? That the candidates campaign to help voters get to know them? That the candidates deal with many issues such as violence, gun control, taxes, drug abuse, medical insurance, and homelessness? Parties agree that issues exist, but they solve problems in different ways. Did you know that everyone should vote on the first Tuesday of November if they are 18 years old, a citizen of the United States, and is registered to vote? And finally, did you know that everyone makes a difference?
I, Dwight David Eisenhower, was the 34th President of the United States of America. I served from 1953 to 1961. I commanded the Allied forces in World War II. I was the president of Columbia University. I love golf. I played more than 100 rounds of golf a year, and I had a putting green installed on the White House lawn. One famous quote I said is, "Whatever America hopes to bring to pass must first come to pass in the heart of America."
Hi, I am John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States of America. I started my presidency from 1961 and finished on 1963 because of my assassination. I initiated Project Apollo, sending the first man to the moon, and I also abolished the federal death penalty. And my two fun facts are I attended Princeton University and I won the Pulitzer Prize when I was 22, and I was the first Boy Scout to become president. One of my famous quotes was, "Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly."
Hello, I'm LBJ, the 36th President of the United States. I served between 1963 to 1969. When I ran for president in the 1960 elections, I lost to JFK. JFK chose me as vice president. When JFK was assassinated, I was sworn into office as quickly as 2 hours and 8 minutes after his assassination. I was born in Stonewall, Texas. Stonewall, Texas is 3 hours and 58 minutes to 56 minutes from Dallas, Texas. It took 3 weeks for my parents to name me. My famous quote is, "Yesterday was not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose." I, Richard Milhouse Nixon, was the 37th President of the United States of America. was president from 1969 to 1974 when I was impeached. I joined the Navy in 1942, serving the South Pacific War. I was born in a farmhouse in 1913. I gave Israel planes and fuel in the Yom Kippur War. Two fun facts about me are I can play 5 instruments and I may have royal blood. One of my famous quotes is, "A man is not finished when he is defeated. He is finished when he quits."
Hi, I'm Gerald Ford. I was the 30th President of the United States from 1974 to 1976. I served on a committee that investigated Kennedy's assassination. I was the oldest president, and I was the only president ever elected. I met with Prime Minister Rabin in 1975. A fun fact about me is I was offered a position by the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. A famous quote I once said was, "I'm a Ford, not a Lincoln."
President Lincoln, the 16th president, was president during the Civil War. His Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. Abraham Lincoln was the first president to make it possible for the rabbis to serve as military chaplains. In addition, he was the first and happily the only president who was called upon to revoke an act of anti-Semitism by the U.S. government. Now, let us listen to a few 4th graders chanting rap about this famous president.
Abraham Lincoln, I've been thinking when you were a tiny babe. As a youth, you told the truth, and so they called you Honest Abe. Abraham Lincoln, I've been thinking how you taught yourself the law. Every book around you took, and then I know whatever saw. Abraham Lincoln, I've been thinking back to when you wrote the Emancipation Proclamation so the slaves could all be free. Abraham Lincoln, I've been thinking how you bravely led the land. Once divided, now united, you made sure our house would stand.
Our presidents are an inspiring example of the American people and a living symbol of our country, which continues to be a welcoming nation of promise and opportunity. Coming to America is the name of a patriotic song written and originally recorded by Neil Diamond in 1980. The song's theme is the name of a patriotic interpretation of the history of immigration to the United States. Please listen and reflect. America is beautiful.
Hang on to
Wilson Reagan. I was the 40th president from 1981 to 1989. An important fact about me is I survived an assassination attempt in 1981. I also created economic spurs called Reaganomics to help economics by cutting taxes and government spending. I was the first president to openly state that the United States of America will ties and spurs with Israel's security and well-being. And a fun fact about me is wherever I went, I had to have a jelly bean close by me. A famous quote I said was, "The most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help."
I, George Herbert Walker Bush, served as the 41st president from 1989 to 1993. I was the first U.S. president to be elected president since Martin Van Buren in 1836. I was the second president after John Adams to be the father of the U.S. nation. In 1992, I took my first trip to Israel. I am known for my silly socks such as white and blue, and so. One of my famous quotes that I said is, I hope my children never have to fight a war.
Hi, I'm Bill Clinton, and I was the 42nd President of the United States. I served 2 terms, from 1993 to 2001. Some important facts about me were that I gave 6 million people jobs, and I put 100,000 more police officers on the road. A Jewish connection that I have is I helped create the peace declaration between Palestine and Israel called the Oslo Accords. Some fun facts about me are that I changed my last name, Blythe, my father's last name, to Clinton, my stepfather's last name, at the age of 16 because my father died before I was born. Another fun fact about me is that something I once said was that you can put wings on a pig, but that won't make it an eagle.
Hi, I am George W. Bush, the first president since Herbert Hoover who has no Jews in his cabinet at all. I was the 43rd president from 2001 to 2009. 2 important facts about me are I was president during the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and during the Second Gulf War. A fun fact about me is I ran a marathon. One famous quote I say is, America will never run, and we will always be grateful that we have found such great defenders.
Hi, I'm Barack Hussein Obama II, and I'm the 44th president. I became president on January 3rd, 2009 until next year. A Jewish fact about me is I improved the food safety system, increasing the number of food inspections in the past. And President Shimon Peres received the Congressional Gold Medal at his farewell appearance. Some fun facts about me is I do not like coffee. I used to work at Baskin Robbins, but now I can't stand ice cream. And a few important facts about me is I'm the first African-American U.S. president and president for 2nd term. And a famous quote about me is, if you're walking down the right path and willing to keep walking, eventually you will make progress.
Memorizing presidents is gonna take some effort. We'll start with George Washington, Adams and Thomas Jefferson, then James Madison and James
Kennedy told us on January 20th, 1961, in his inaugural speech, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." We are so blessed to live in the United States of America. Thank you to all our presidents who have helped lead our country's continuous path paved with freedom, strength, and compassion. You have been a wonderful audience, and we hope that you have enjoyed our tribute to our nation's Commander-in-Chief. Thank you.